give you a quick story, and then let me get you started on your first assignment here. And that is this, is that if you're from the state of Ohio, of the human race and male gender, what sport are you expected to play? Yeah, now, if you take a look at this body, not quite designed to go up against a 250-pound linebacker. I mean, I tried it, but the physics didn't work real well. But when I went to Ohio State University, I became the head manager for the Ohio State football team. In those days, under a very controversial coach by the name of Woody Hayes. Now, I don't know if anybody knows who that was, but he's one of the winningest coaches in all of football. But he hated what? Mistakes. There should be an S on this. Matter of fact, my junior year we went to the Rose Bowl. Southern California played USC, University of Southern California Trojans, in the Rose Bowl. We were undefeated, vying for a national championship, won the game, but did not win the national championship because of the way the sports writers voted and all those things. I think Texas was number 1, Alabama number 2. We ended up number 3. We had all underclassmen. They were all returning the following year. I'll never forget this. At the team meeting the day after the game when sports writers voted, after the game, we're in Pasadena Hilton. Coach Hayes calls the team together. He goes, okay. He goes, most of you will be back next year. We're going to go undefeated. This is our goal. We're going undefeated. We're going to come back. We're going to come to the Rose Bowl again. We're going to win the national championship on one condition. As long as you guys don't make any no mistakes. He goes, because if you make mistakes, we will what? Now, I have no problem with the concept, but the bottom problem was he for that year, well, that was the year he lost it, in my experience. But for that year, he just pounded it into the players. Anytime somebody would drop a ball in practice, do something, mess something up, he would scream and yell, jump up and down, punch people. I mean, he went berserk. So he pounded his belief. The conditioning was, if you make mistakes, we will what? So we had a very tough year that year. We went undefeated, but it was a tough year. We made it to the Rose Bowl again. Pasadena, California, January 1st, 1975, against USC Trojans again, who had a fairly, they had 3 or 4 losses. We were favored to win by 2 touchdowns. At halftime, the score was tied 10-all. In the second half, SC came out and started playing with... No, actually, the score was 10-all. Second half, SC came out and started playing with what sports writers call reckless abandon. Now, what does that mean? They didn't care about making what? Mistakes. They were just going to go for it. They figured they had nothing to lose. They weren't going for number 1. They don't care. If they could upset the number 1 team in the country, they're going to go for it, right? Now, no problem with that. The problem is us being not quite prepared for their new game plan. We had some mistakes too, and one led to another, led to another, led to another. We went into a very common mode that human beings and teams go into when mistakes start piling up, which is called what? How many people here have ever panicked at least once a day? No. And really all that is the conditioned fear of what? Mistakes. Part of one of the core pieces in the context of accelerated learning, in that fruit bowl that I mentioned, or that bowl that I talked about, is that what you've got to do is eliminate the fear of making what? Because you want people to make them. Because that's how you what? Learn. If there's a little bit of fear there, that's not a bad thing, but you've got to be able to rehabilitate it, be able to get people past that. Because if you can do it here, then you can do it out there. Does that make sense? Because what holds most people back from investing, making money, becoming a great trainer, whatever it is their fear of looking stupid, or their fear of blowing it. Yes? So that's why I say is that this whole idea of this methodology is not to change your style, because everybody's got their own style. Yes? Yes. Point to somebody and say, you got your style. Now point to yourself and say, I got mine. Okay, good. I'm not here to change your style. No, you don't have to repeat that. Boy, you guys are conditioned, man. But no, I'm not here to change that. I'm here to give you the methodology to put your style into. Does that make sense? Yeah. People say, well, I got to be me. I do a lot of coaching and a lot of things. I had a guy at a coaching call a couple months ago. He goes, I want you to tell me exactly what to do. I said, well, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do. He says, well, look. He goes, the way I look at it, he goes this. He goes, I'm 40 years old. I haven't made over $100,000 a year yet, so I figure I better stop listening to myself. I said, can I quote you on that? So I said, because you can't help but be you. You're always going to be you. No matter what happens, you're going to be you. So don't worry about it. Have some experiences later on today and through the week where you're going to be asked not to be you for a few seconds. Because by not being you, you will find who you really are. Turn to somebody and say, I can't wait for that. Okay. All right, now, any questions over anything I've covered so far? So, basically, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take, I'm ready this time. No, I look forward to it. But I used to dread it. Didn't want to ask the question. But see, that's why you got to go out. That's why it's important to have earned the... I have worked with hundreds of thousands of people. Group sizes from 2 to 25,000 in a room. You know, look, I mean, it's like, so you have questions, ask them. Because I can clearly tell you what not to do. I can also tell you why some of this works. Okay, so here's what I want you to do real quickly, and then we're going to take a break. What I want you to do, and I'm going to give you an assignment, then we're going to take a break. But what I want you to do is this. Based on everything that I've covered, on this, how many remember this? If you remember this, raise your hand. Okay, good. How many remember this? Good. How many remember this? Good. How many remember this? And how many remember this? Okay, you have exactly 90 seconds to discuss your understanding of that, how it applies to the teaching, and to come up with any question that you have. I'll do my best to answer a couple of questions. Okay? Ready? Go. Discuss it. Your understanding of it. Make sure you understand it. Explain it to each other. Okay. Please pause right there. Thank your partners. Any questions? Any comments? Yes.
Could you give us the succinct definition of transformation, the way that you did of the other point covered a minute ago? Thanks.
Okay, good question. Who's got a definition for transformation? Who want to give it a shot? What's your definition? Who asked the question?
My definition?
Yeah.
I don't have one.
If you did have one, what would it be?
If I did have one, okay. If I did have one, it would be a radical shift in the context, perspective, and behavior a human being has about their whole life or the situation that I'm trying to work with them in.
Okay, well, hold on.
Okay. Who the hell said that?
Okay, try it again. Cut it in half, whatever you just said. Try it again. Okay, but while his brain is in turbulent, is he engaged right now? No. Yeah, he's engaged in something right now. Okay? No, this is good. No, right now I could answer the question. Yeah, I want you to hear something. Forget the question that I just asked him. What's just happening in the room right now? Everybody's thinking right now. Because the reason,